Subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Earth, the third planet from the Sun, is a unique marvel in the vast expanse of the cosmos. Unlike any other known planet, Earth harbors life in all its complexity and diversity. This single fact makes it not just an object of scientific curiosity, but a cradle of existence for millions of species, including humans. Earth's story begins over 4.5 billion years ago, in the swirling dust and gas that surrounded the newborn Sun. From these primordial materials, Earth took shape, gradually growing through the process of accretion, as gravity pulled together rocks and debris to form a larger and larger body. Once Earth reached a critical size, its internal structure began to differentiate. The planet became layered, with heavier elements like iron sinking toward the core, while lighter elements like silicon and oxygen formed the outer layers. This created a structure with a molten metallic core, a thick mantle, and a thin outer crust. Earth's magnetic field, generated by the motion of molten iron in the core, arose during this time, providing the planet with a protective shield against the harmful radiation from space. Over time, the surface of the planet cooled and solidified, forming a thin crust that would become the foundation for continents and oceans. Early Earth was a hostile environment. Volcanoes spewed gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor into the atmosphere. There was little oxygen, and the young planet was bombarded by asteroids and comets. However, these impacts also brought vital ingredients for life, such as water. It is believed that much of Earth's early water came from these cosmic collisions, gradually filling the low-lying basins to form oceans. These ancient oceans were crucial, not only as a medium for chemical reactions but as a regulator of Earth's climate. Life on Earth likely began in these oceans around 3.8 billion years ago, as simple, single-celled organisms. These first forms of life, known as prokaryotes, were microscopic and far simpler than the complex organisms that dominate Earth today. Over millions of years, these simple life forms underwent evolution, developing new strategies for survival and reproduction. One of the most significant breakthroughs came with the advent of photosynthesis. Early cyanobacteria, a type of photosynthesizing organism, began to convert sunlight into energy, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. This process would eventually transform Earth's atmosphere, leading to the Great Oxygenation event around 2.4 billion years ago. The rise of oxygen in the atmosphere had profound consequences for life, paving the way for the evolution of more complex, multicellular organisms. As the Earth's climate stabilized, its surface began to change. Plate tectonics, driven by the movement of molten rock in the mantle, caused the continents to drift and collide, forming mountain ranges, ocean basins, and volcanoes. Over time, the land masses we recognize today took shape, although they have not always been in the same positions. Continents have come together and split apart in cycles, forming supercontinents like Pangaea, only to be divided again by tectonic forces. This movement of the Earth's crust also plays a vital role in the carbon cycle, regulating the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and consequently, Earth's climate. Over millions of years, life evolved into a stunning array of forms, from the simplest bacteria to the most complex plants and animals. One of the most significant events in Earth's biological history was the Cambrian explosion, around 540 million years ago, when life suddenly diversified at an unprecedented rate. The oceans teemed with strange creatures, many of which would give rise to the modern animals we see today. Fish evolved in the seas, and plants began to colonize the land, transforming barren rocks into lush, green landscapes. The evolution of life on land was a pivotal moment in Earth's history. Plants provided oxygen and food, allowing animals to follow them onto the continents. Amphibians were among the first animals to make the transition from water to land, followed by reptiles, birds, and eventually mammals. These early mammals were small and insignificant compared to the dominant reptiles of the time, especially the dinosaurs, which ruled the Earth for over 160 million years. The dinosaurs' reign came to an abrupt end around 66 million years ago, likely due to the impact of a large asteroid, which caused widespread extinction. This event cleared the way for mammals to rise to prominence, eventually giving rise to humans. Humans, the most complex and intelligent species Earth has ever known, evolved relatively recently in the planet's history. The earliest hominins, our ancestors, appeared around 6 million years ago in Africa. Over time, they developed larger brains, more sophisticated tools, and complex social structures. Modern Homo sapiens, the species to which all humans belong, first appeared around 300,000 years ago. Humans quickly spread across the globe, adapting to a wide variety of environments and developing advanced technologies that allowed them to shape the planet in unprecedented ways. Humanity's impact on Earth is profound. From the earliest days of agriculture and settlement, humans have altered the landscape, cleared forests, dammed rivers, and cultivated vast areas of land. The invention of the steam engine in the 18th century and the subsequent Industrial Revolution marked a turning point in human history. For the first time, people had the power to harness Earth's resources on a massive scale. Fossil fuels, like coal and oil, provided the energy needed to drive industry, transportation, and economic growth. However, this rapid development came at a cost. The burning of fossil fuels releases large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, contributing to global climate change. Today, climate change is one of the most pressing challenges facing humanity. The Earth's climate has always fluctuated naturally, but the current rate of change is unprecedented in human history. Rising global temperatures are melting polar ice caps, raising sea levels, and causing more extreme weather events. These changes have far-reaching consequences for ecosystems and human societies. Many species are struggling to adapt to the rapidly changing environment, and some are facing extinction. Coastal cities, home to millions of people, are at risk of flooding, while droughts and heatwaves threaten food and water supplies in other parts of the world. In addition to climate change, humans have also dramatically altered Earth's biodiversity. Habitat destruction, pollution, overfishing, and the introduction of invasive species have led to a decline in the populations of many plants and animals. The loss of biodiversity is a significant concern because ecosystems rely on a delicate balance of species to function properly. When one species is lost, it can have a ripple effect on the entire ecosystem. Conservation efforts are underway around the world to protect endangered species and preserve natural habitats, but the challenges are immense. Despite these challenges, Earth remains a planet of astonishing beauty and resilience. Its diverse ecosystems, from the tropical rainforests to the polar ice caps, support a wide range of life. The planet's oceans cover over 70% of its surface, regulating the climate and providing habitat for countless marine species. Coral reefs, often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, are among the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth, supporting a vast array of fish, invertebrates, and other organisms. Earth's oceans are not just diverse in terms of life, they are also critical to the functioning of the planet as a whole. The oceans act as a giant heat sink, absorbing and redistributing solar energy across the globe. This process helps regulate Earth's temperature, keeping equatorial regions from becoming too hot and polar regions from becoming too cold. Ocean currents, like the Gulf Stream, transport warm water from the tropics to higher latitudes, affecting weather patterns and climate in regions far from the coast. The deep ocean, which makes up the vast majority of the ocean's volume, remains one of the least explored areas of Earth. Below a certain depth, sunlight no longer penetrates, and temperatures drop to near freezing. Despite the harsh conditions, life persists in these dark depths. Strange and often alien-like creatures, many of which glow with bioluminescence, thrive in an environment devoid of sunlight. Hydrothermal vents, found along the ocean floor, are home to communities of organisms that rely on chemical reactions, rather than sunlight, for energy. These ecosystems remind us of Earth's incredible capacity for adaptation and survival. While the oceans play a critical role in regulating Earth's climate and supporting life, the atmosphere also contributes to maintaining conditions favorable for life. The atmosphere is composed primarily of nitrogen, about 78%, and oxygen, about 21%, with trace amounts of other gases like carbon dioxide and water vapor. It acts as a protective blanket, trapping heat from the sun and preventing it from escaping into space too quickly. This greenhouse effect keeps the planet warm enough to support life. Without it, Earth would be a frozen, inhospitable world. However, the balance of gases in the atmosphere is delicate. Human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, have increased the concentration of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane. These gases trap additional heat in the atmosphere, leading to a gradual warming of the planet. While some warming is natural and beneficial, too much can disrupt ecosystems and weather patterns. The impacts of climate change are already being felt around the world, from rising sea levels to more intense storms and wildfires. Despite these challenges, Earth's atmosphere provides many benefits. It protects us from harmful solar radiation, particularly ultraviolet, UV, rays, thanks to the ozone layer. The ozone layer, located in the stratosphere, absorbs most of the sun's UV radiation, preventing it from reaching the Earth's surface where it could harm living organisms. In the late 20th century, scientists discovered that human-made chemicals, particularly chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, were depleting the ozone layer. International cooperation, through the Montreal Protocol, led to a ban on CFCs, and the ozone layer has since begun to recover, a rare success story in global environmental policy. In addition to protecting life, Earth's atmosphere is also responsible for weather and climate. Weather patterns are driven by the movement of air masses, which are in turn influenced by factors like the Earth's rotation, the sun's energy, and the distribution of land and water. The interaction between these factors creates a dynamic system that can result in everything from calm, sunny days to violent storms. Understanding the complex processes that drive weather has been a major focus of scientific research for centuries. Today, advances in technology, such as satellites and computer models, allow meteorologists to predict weather with increasing accuracy, helping to save lives and protect property. Beyond the atmosphere, Earth's relationship with its celestial neighbors also influences life on the planet. The Moon, Earth's only natural satellite, has a significant effect on our planet. It stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, which is responsible for the changing seasons. Without the Moon's stabilizing influence, the Earth's tilt could fluctuate wildly, leading to extreme and unpredictable climate changes. The Moon also drives the tides, the regular rise and fall of sea levels caused by the gravitational pull of the Moon and the Sun. Tides are vital to many coastal ecosystems, as they create intertidal zones where a wide variety of organisms thrive. The Sun, of course, is the most important influence on Earth. It provides the energy that drives weather, fuels photosynthesis, and powers the water cycle. Solar energy reaches Earth in the form of light and heat, which is then absorbed by the land, oceans, and atmosphere. Plants use sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen through photosynthesis, creating the base of the food chain for almost all life on Earth. In this way, the Sun sustains life on the planet, but it also has the potential to harm it. Solar flares and coronal mass ejections, violent eruptions from the Sun's surface, can release vast amounts of energy and radiation. When directed toward Earth, these solar events can disrupt communication systems, satellites, and even power grids. Earth's magnetic field, generated by its molten iron core, offers protection from much of this solar radiation, but the threat remains a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains life on the planet. The interaction between Earth's surface, atmosphere, and space has created a planet capable of supporting an extraordinary diversity of life. The biosphere, the thin layer of Earth where life exists, extends from deep within the soil to high in the atmosphere, encompassing forests, oceans, deserts, and tundras. Each of these ecosystems is home to a unique set of species that have adapted to the specific conditions of their environment. Biodiversity, or the variety of life on Earth, is essential for the health of ecosystems. Different species play different roles, from pollinating plants to decomposing organic material, helping to maintain the balance of nature. However, the modern age has brought unprecedented challenges to Earth's biosphere. Human activities, including deforestation, industrial agriculture, and urbanization, have led to habitat loss, fragmentation, and degradation. This has had a devastating impact on wildlife populations, particularly large mammals and birds, which require vast territories to survive. The conversion of forests into farmland or urban areas also contributes to climate change by releasing stored carbon into the atmosphere. Despite international efforts to protect biodiversity, such as the establishment of national parks and wildlife reserves, the rate of species extinction continues to rise, driven by human activity. In the midst of these challenges, Earth remains a planet of remarkable beauty. Its landscapes are as varied as they are stunning, from the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the vast plains of the Serengeti, from the dense rainforests of the Amazon to the sprawling deserts of the Sahara. Each region of Earth has its own unique geology, climate, and ecosystem, shaped by millions of years of geological and biological processes. Mountains are formed by the collision of tectonic plates, volcanoes erupt as molten rock rises to the surface, rivers carve canyons over millennia, and glaciers slowly shape valleys and fjords. The Earth's geological activity is both a source of creation and destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and tsunamis can cause widespread devastation, but they also play a role in shaping the planet's surface. Volcanoes, for instance, release gases and minerals that contribute to the formation of Earth's atmosphere and oceans. The minerals brought to the surface by volcanic activity provide nutrients essential for life, while the heat from underground magma powers geothermal energy sources. The forces of erosion, driven by wind, water, and ice, continuously wear down mountains and reshape landscapes. Over millions of years, entire mountain ranges can be reduced to rolling hills, while new mountains rise in their place as tectonic plates shift and collide. Earth's surface is in a constant state of flux, with even the most seemingly permanent features subject to change over geological time scales. This constant reshaping of Earth's surface is a reminder that, though we perceive the planet as static and unchanging during our lifetimes, it is, in fact, a dynamic system that evolves over immense time periods. Erosion and weathering, for example, have contributed to some of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. The Grand Canyon in the United States is a prime example of the power of water erosion, having been carved over millions of years by the Colorado River. Similarly, glaciers, which are massive, slow-moving rivers of ice, have sculpted valleys, fjords, and mountains in regions like the Alps and the Canadian Rockies. These forces reveal Earth as a living planet, constantly transforming under the influence of natural processes. Beneath Earth's surface, the tectonic plates that make up the crust are constantly moving, albeit very slowly. These plates float on the semi-fluid mantle below them, driven by convection currents in the Earth's interior. The movement of these plates causes earthquakes when they grind against each other, pull apart, or collide. Some of the most significant geological features on Earth, such as the Himalayas and the Andes, are the result of plate collisions. Over millions of years, these massive forces raise mountain ranges, create ocean basins, and trigger volcanic eruptions. The Ring of Fire, a region around the Pacific Ocean, is particularly active with volcanic and seismic activity due to the movement of tectonic plates. Countries like Japan, Indonesia, and Chile experience frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, sometimes with devastating effects. Despite the destruction they can cause, volcanoes also contribute to the renewal of Earth's surface. Lava flows from eruptions can create new land, as seen in places like Hawaii and Iceland, where volcanic activity continues to shape the landscape. Earth's geological activity is also responsible for the creation of many natural resources that are essential to human civilization. The movement of tectonic plates brings valuable minerals like gold, copper, and diamonds closer to the surface, where they can be mined. Fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and natural gas, are the remains of ancient plants and animals that were buried and subjected to intense heat and pressure over millions of years. These resources have powered human development for centuries, but their extraction and use have also led to environmental challenges, such as habitat destruction and climate change. As Earth's surface continues to change, so too does its climate. Earth's climate has undergone dramatic shifts over its long history, from periods of intense heat, known as hothouse climates, to icy, snowball periods when much of the planet was covered in glaciers. These changes were often driven by natural factors, such as variations in Earth's orbit, solar activity, and volcanic eruptions. However, The current trend of global warming is largely driven by human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, which releases large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. The effects of global warming are already evident in many parts of the world. Glaciers are retreating, sea levels are rising, and extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, droughts, and heat waves, are becoming more frequent and intense. In the polar regions, the Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet, leading to the melting of sea ice and permafrost. This not only threatens wildlife, such as polar bears and seals, but also has the potential to release large amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas, from thawing permafrost, further accelerating global warming. In response to the growing threat of climate change, many countries and organizations are working to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and transition to renewable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric power. These efforts are crucial to mitigating the impacts of climate change and ensuring a sustainable future for future generations. However, achieving these goals will require significant changes in the way we produce and consume energy, as well as international cooperation and commitment. While Earth's climate is changing, so too are its ecosystems. As temperatures rise and weather patterns shift, many species are being forced to adapt, migrate, or face extinction. Coral reefs, for example, are highly sensitive to changes in temperature and ocean acidity. The warming of the oceans, combined with pollution and overfishing, has led to widespread coral bleaching, where corals expel the algae that live within them, turning the reefs white and lifeless. These ecosystems are home to thousands of marine species, and their decline has far-reaching consequences for ocean biodiversity. Similarly, forests around the world are under threat from deforestation, wildfires, and climate change. The Amazon rainforest, often referred to as the lungs of the earth, plays a critical role in absorbing carbon dioxide and producing oxygen. However, large areas of the Amazon are being cleared for agriculture, mining, and infrastructure development. This not only contributes to climate change by releasing stored carbon but also threatens the countless species that call the rainforest home. Efforts to protect and restore forests are essential to preserving biodiversity and mitigating the effects of climate change. The impacts of human activity on Earth extend beyond its ecosystems to the very geology of the planet. The Anthropocene, a term proposed by scientists to describe the current geological epoch, reflects the profound influence that humans have had on the Earth. From the construction of cities and infrastructure to the extraction of resources and the alteration of waterways, humans have become a geological force in their own right. The evidence of human activity, such as plastic pollution, radioactive materials from nuclear tests, and the proliferation of concrete, will likely be visible in the geological record for millions of years to come. Despite the challenges that humanity faces, Earth remains a planet of extraordinary beauty and resilience. Its natural wonders, from the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the vast deserts of the Sahara, continue to inspire awe and wonder. The planet's diverse landscapes, climates, and ecosystems provide a home for millions of species, each adapted to its own niche in the web of life. The interconnectedness of these systems is a reminder that Earth is a delicate balance of forces, both natural and human-made, and that our actions have a profound impact on the planet's future. Looking ahead, the future of Earth will be shaped by the choices that humanity makes in the coming decades. The transition to a sustainable way of life, the protection of biodiversity, and the mitigation of climate change will determine the fate of ecosystems, species, and human societies. At the same time, scientific exploration and technological innovation offer the potential for new solutions to the challenges we face. Space exploration, for example, has provided new perspectives on Earth, reminding us of its fragility and the importance of protecting the only known planet capable of supporting life. Earth, with all its complexity, diversity, and history, is a rare and precious place in the universe. It is a living, breathing planet that has nurtured life for billions of years, evolving through cycles of destruction and renewal. From the tiniest microorganisms in the soil to the vast oceans that cover its surface, Earth is a dynamic system where everything is interconnected. As we look to the future, the responsibility to care for this planet and ensure its continued ability to sustain life falls to humanity. The choices we make today will echo through time, shaping the world for generations to come. Earth's uniqueness in the universe is a subject of fascination not only for scientists, but for every individual who gazes at the stars and wonders about our place in the cosmos. As far as we know, Earth is the only planet capable of supporting life, a fragile oasis in the vast expanse of space. Its position within the solar system, the so-called Goldilocks zone, where conditions are either too hot nor too cold, plays a critical role in this capability. Earth is just the right distance from the Sun to have liquid water, a vital ingredient for life as we know it. Additionally, the planet's size and gravity help retain an atmosphere, providing the gases necessary for breathing and protecting life from harmful solar radiation. Earth's magnetic field, generated by the movement of molten iron in its core, is another critical feature that supports life. This magnetic field extends out into space and forms a protective shield around the planet, deflecting charged particles from the Sun. Without this magnetic field, the solar wind would gradually strip away Earth's atmosphere, much like what has happened to Mars over billions of years. This invisible barrier is yet another example of the delicate balance of forces that make Earth a haven for life. The study of Earth's place in the universe has also led to fascinating questions about the possibility of other habitable worlds. With the discovery of thousands of exoplanets, planets orbiting stars outside our solar system, scientists are continually searching for Earth-like planets. The hope is that we might one day find another planet where life could exist, or perhaps even evidence of extraterrestrial life itself. However, despite the billions of stars and planets in the universe, Earth remains uniquely suited to life, at least as we currently understand it. While Earth's position in the solar system is vital for life, its internal dynamics are equally crucial. The planet's internal heat, generated by the decay of radioactive elements in the mantle and core, drives geological processes such as plate tectonics and volcanism. These processes, in turn, play a significant role in shaping the planet's surface and atmosphere. For example, volcanic eruptions release gases, such as carbon dioxide and water vapor, that contribute to the greenhouse effect and help regulate the planet's temperature. Over millions of years, these gases have accumulated in the atmosphere, maintaining a climate that can support life. The interplay between the planet's internal heat and its surface environment has also given rise to hydrothermal systems, particularly in deep ocean environments. These systems, often found around mid-ocean ridges and hydrothermal vents, provide heat and nutrients to ecosystems that thrive in complete darkness. Some scientists believe that life on Earth may have originated in these deep-sea hydrothermal systems, where the heat from Earth's interior and the chemical energy from volcanic activity provided the conditions necessary for the first organisms to emerge. The concept of Earth as a living system is further emphasized by the Gaia hypothesis, proposed by scientist James Lovelock in the 1970s. This theory suggests that the Earth functions as a self-regulating organism, with its living and non-living components working together to maintain the conditions necessary for life. For instance, plants and algae absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen, while other organisms contribute to the cycling of nutrients through ecosystems. This balance, according to the Gaia hypothesis, helps to stabilize Earth's environment over long periods of time, even in the face of external disturbances. Though the Gaia hypothesis is not universally accepted by the scientific community, it highlights the profound interconnectedness of Earth's systems. From the microscopic bacteria in the soil to the vast rainforests and oceans, every part of the biosphere plays a role in maintaining the planet's balance. The interactions between organisms, their environments, and the broader planetary systems create a complex web of life that is both resilient and vulnerable. One of the most important aspects of Earth's resilience is its ability to recover from mass extinction events. Over the course of its history, Earth has experienced at least 5 major mass extinctions, during which a significant percentage of life on the planet was wiped out. These events were caused by a variety of factors, including asteroid impacts, volcanic eruptions, and climate shifts. Despite the devastation, life has always rebounded, often with entirely new species evolving to fill the ecological niches left vacant by extinction. The most famous of these mass extinctions is the one that occurred approximately 66 million years ago, when a large asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula, leading to the extinction of the dinosaurs. This event, known as the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction, paved the way for mammals to rise to dominance, eventually leading to the evolution of humans. This demonstrates Earth's capacity for renewal and transformation in the wake of catastrophe. However, the current rate of species loss, often referred to as the sixth mass extinction, is unique in that it is driven largely by human activity. Habitat destruction, pollution, climate change, and overexploitation of resources are causing species to disappear at an alarming rate. Unlike previous mass extinctions, which were caused by natural events, this one is the result of human actions, making it our responsibility to reverse the trend. The preservation of biodiversity is critical not just for the health of ecosystems, but for human survival as well. Biodiversity provides essential services, such as pollination, water purification, and disease regulation, that support human life. The story of Earth is one of cycles of creation and destruction, life and death, growth and decay. From the carbon cycle, which moves carbon between the atmosphere, oceans, and living organisms, to the water cycle that circulates water through the environment, these cycles sustain life and regulate the planet's climate. The nitrogen and phosphorus cycles, for example, are essential for plant growth, while the oxygen cycle ensures that we have the air we need to breathe. These cycles are driven by energy from the sun and the Earth's interior, and they are deeply intertwined. Disruptions to one cycle can have far-reaching consequences for the others. For example, deforestation not only disrupts the carbon cycle by reducing the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by trees but also affects the water cycle by reducing transpiration, the process by which plants release water vapor into the atmosphere. Similarly, the overuse of fertilizers can lead to the runoff of nitrogen and phosphorus into rivers and oceans, causing harmful algal blooms that disrupt aquatic ecosystems. Despite the challenges posed by human activity, Earth remains a resilient planet with an incredible ability to adapt and recover. However, this resilience is not infinite, and the changes humans are making to the environment could push the planet beyond its ability to maintain the delicate balance that has allowed life to flourish. The concept of planetary boundaries, introduced by scientists in the early 21st century, outlines 9 critical thresholds that must not be crossed if we are to maintain a stable Earth system. These include climate change, biodiversity loss, and ocean acidification, among others. Crossing these boundaries could lead to irreversible changes in the planet's systems, making it much harder for Earth to support human civilization. Understanding Earth's limits and working within them is essential for creating a sustainable future. This requires a fundamental shift in the way we think about our relationship with the planet. Rather than seeing Earth as an infinite source of resources to be exploited, we must recognize it as a finite system with limits that must be respected. This means embracing renewable energy sources, reducing waste, protecting natural ecosystems, and finding ways to live in harmony with the environment. In addition to protecting Earth's natural systems, we must also be prepared for the changes that are already underway. Climate adaptation strategies, such as building resilient infrastructure, protecting coastal communities from rising sea levels, and developing sustainable agricultural practices, will be critical in the coming decades. The ability to adapt to a changing planet will determine the future of human societies and the health of Earth's ecosystems. At the same time, the exploration of space offers a new frontier for understanding Earth and its place in the universe. Space missions, such as those conducted by NASA, the European Space Agency, and other space agencies, have provided unprecedented insights into Earth's atmosphere, climate, and geological processes. Satellites orbiting the planet provide real-time data on everything from deforestation to sea level rise, helping scientists monitor the health of the planet and predict future changes. Perhaps the most profound impact of space exploration, however, is the perspective it provides on Earth itself. The iconic blue marble image taken by the Apollo astronauts shows Earth as a fragile, interconnected whole, floating in the darkness of space. This image has become a symbol of the environmental movement, reminding us of the beauty and fragility of our home planet. From space, there are no borders, no divisions, just one Earth, shared by all life. As we look at Earth from the vantage point of space, it becomes clear that our planet is not just a place where life exists, it is a dynamic, living system that is constantly evolving. From its molten beginnings to the thriving biosphere we know today, Earth's story is one of transformation and balance. This balance, however, is delicate. Human activities, particularly in the last few centuries, have introduced significant disruptions to Earth's natural systems. While Earth has always gone through periods of change, the speed and scale of the changes we are witnessing today are unprecedented in the planet's history. One of the most significant challenges facing Earth today is climate change. The burning of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, has released vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat, leading to a warming of the planet's surface. The result is a cascade of effects: melting polar ice caps, rising sea levels, more frequent and intense heat waves, and shifts in weather patterns that disrupt ecosystems and human societies. The impacts of climate change are felt globally, but they are not distributed evenly. Coastal communities are particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels, which threaten to inundate homes, infrastructure, and entire ecosystems. Small island nations face the possibility of disappearing entirely as ocean levels rise. In other parts of the world, changes in precipitation patterns are leading to droughts and water shortages, which in turn affect agriculture and food security. As temperatures rise, some species are unable to adapt quickly enough, leading to a loss of biodiversity that further weakens ecosystems. The Arctic, in particular, has been severely impacted by climate change. Temperatures in the Arctic are rising at about twice the global average, leading to rapid melting of sea ice. This not only threatens the wildlife that depends on ice for survival, such as polar bears and seals, but also affects global weather patterns. The loss of reflective sea ice means that more sunlight is absorbed by the dark ocean waters, further accelerating warming in the region. This process, known as Arctic amplification, contributes to changes in the jet stream, which can lead to more extreme weather events across the northern hemisphere. Melting permafrost in the Arctic is another significant concern. As the frozen ground thaws, it releases stored carbon in the form of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. This creates a feedback loop, where warming leads to more methane emissions, which in turn cause more warming. Scientists estimate that the Arctic permafrost holds twice as much carbon as is currently in the atmosphere, meaning that the potential for future emissions is vast. The release of methane from thawing permafrost could push the planet toward a tipping point, beyond which controlling climate change becomes even more difficult. The oceans, which cover more than 70% of Earth's surface, are also feeling the effects of climate change. The warming of ocean waters has led to the bleaching of coral reefs, which are among the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet. Coral bleaching occurs when the symbiotic algae that live within the coral tissues are expelled due to heat stress, leaving the coral vulnerable to disease and death. Reefs are often described as the rainforests of the sea, because of the vast number of species they support. The loss of coral reefs could lead to the collapse of marine ecosystems, affecting not only the species that live there but also the millions of people who rely on reefs for food and livelihoods. Ocean acidification is another consequence of increased carbon dioxide levels. As the oceans absorb more CO2 from the atmosphere, the water becomes more acidic. This change in pH affects marine organisms, particularly those that build shells or skeletons from calcium carbonate, such as oysters, clams, and certain types of plankton. These organisms form the base of the marine food web, so their decline can have ripple effects throughout the entire ocean ecosystem. Acidification also threatens the structures of coral reefs, which are made of calcium carbonate and can dissolve in more acidic conditions. While climate change is a global issue, it is closely linked to other environmental challenges, such as deforestation, biodiversity loss, and pollution. Deforestation, particularly in tropical rainforests, is a major contributor to climate change, as trees act as carbon sinks, absorbing CO2 from the atmosphere. When forests are cleared for agriculture, logging, or urban development, not only is this carbon storage capacity lost, but the carbon stored in trees is released into the atmosphere. Rainforests, such as the Amazon, play a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate and maintaining biodiversity. The destruction of these ecosystems has far-reaching consequences, from the loss of species to changes in rainfall patterns that affect entire regions. Biodiversity loss, often referred to as the sixth extinction, is another pressing concern. Human activities, including habitat destruction, pollution, overfishing, and the introduction of invasive species, are driving species to extinction at rates much higher than natural background levels. Biodiversity is essential for the health of ecosystems, which provide services that are critical to human survival, such as clean air and water, pollination of crops, and climate regulation. The loss of biodiversity weakens ecosystems, making them less resilient to changes and more vulnerable to collapse. Plastic pollution is another major threat to Earth's ecosystems, particularly the oceans. Every year, millions of tons of plastic waste enter the oceans, where it breaks down into smaller pieces known as microplastics. These microplastics are ingested by marine animals, from tiny plankton to large whales, and can cause physical harm or even death. Plastics can also absorb toxic chemicals from the surrounding water, which are then passed up the food chain to larger predators, including humans. The accumulation of plastic waste in the oceans is not only an environmental crisis, but also a human health concern. Earth's atmosphere, which sustains life by providing oxygen and protecting us from harmful solar radiation, is also under pressure from human activities. Air pollution, primarily from the burning of fossil fuels, has led to a range of health problems, particularly in urban areas. Pollutants such as particulate matter, nitrogen oxides, and sulfur dioxide contribute to respiratory diseases, cardiovascular problems, and premature death. In addition to its direct effects on human health, air pollution also contributes to climate change by releasing greenhouse gases and reducing the ability of natural systems to absorb carbon. One of the most well-known atmospheric issues of the late 20th century was the depletion of the ozone layer, which protects the planet from the sun's harmful ultraviolet (UV) radiation. The discovery of the ozone hole over Antarctica in the 1980s was a wake-up call for the global community. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, chemicals used in refrigeration, air conditioning, and aerosol sprays, were found to be responsible for destroying ozone molecules in the stratosphere. The Montreal Protocol, an international treaty signed in 1987, successfully phased out the production and use of CFCs, leading to the gradual recovery of the ozone layer. This is often cited as a successful example of global cooperation in addressing an environmental crisis. The success of the Montreal Protocol offers hope that humanity can address other environmental challenges, such as climate change and biodiversity loss, through international cooperation and concerted action. However, the scale of these challenges requires not just technological solutions, but also changes in behavior, policy, and values. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, is a critical step in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, but it must be accompanied by efforts to reduce energy consumption and increase efficiency. Similarly, protecting ecosystems and wildlife requires not just the establishment of protected areas, but also the integration of sustainable practices into agriculture, fisheries, and forestry. One of the central questions facing humanity is how to balance the needs of a growing population with the need to preserve the Earth's natural systems. The global population is projected to reach nearly 10 billion by 2050, and this growth will put increasing pressure on resources such as water, food, and energy. Meeting the needs of this population while avoiding environmental degradation will require innovative solutions in areas such as agriculture, urban planning, and energy production. Sustainable development, which seeks to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs, will be essential in achieving this balance. Water, in particular, is becoming an increasingly scarce resource in many parts of the world. While Earth is often called the blue planet due to its abundant oceans, less than 1% of the planet's water is fresh and accessible for human use. Climate change, pollution, and overuse are depleting water sources, leading to conflicts over water rights and access. In some regions, particularly in arid and semi-arid areas, water shortages are already a daily reality. The challenge of ensuring a reliable supply of clean water for all people, while maintaining the health of aquatic ecosystems, is one of the most pressing issues of our time. Earth's future will be shaped by how we address these interconnected challenges. The decisions we make today will determine the kind of planet we leave for future generations. While the scale of the problems may seem overwhelming, there is reason for hope. Advances in science and technology are providing new tools for understanding and addressing environmental issues, from satellite monitoring of deforestation to breakthroughs in renewable energy. At the same time, there is a growing recognition of the need for a shift in values, toward a more sustainable and equitable relationship with the Earth. The concept of planetary stewardship emphasizes the responsibility of humans to care for the Earth as a shared home. This involves not only protecting natural ecosystems, but also ensuring that all people have access to the resources they need to live healthy, fulfilling lives. Achieving this will require cooperation at all levels, from local communities to international organizations, and a commitment to long-term thinking that goes beyond short-term economic gains. As we look to the future, it is important to remember that Earth has the capacity for renewal and resilience. The planet has weathered many changes over its 4.5 billion-year history, and life has always found a way to adapt and thrive. However, the current trajectory of human impact on the planet is unsustainable, and without significant changes, the future of life on Earth could be in jeopardy. The challenge of our time is to find a way to live within the limits of the Earth's systems while ensuring a just and equitable future for all its inhabitants. The concept of sustainability has become central to the global conversation about the future of Earth. At its core, sustainability is about living in a way that allows both present and future generations to thrive. It requires us to rethink how we produce and consume, how we interact with natural systems, and how we govern ourselves. Sustainable practices can be applied across a wide range of sectors, including energy, agriculture, transportation, and manufacturing. These practices are designed to minimize environmental harm while maximizing efficiency and equity. One area where sustainability is particularly important is agriculture. Traditional agricultural practices often involve the use of large amounts of water, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides, which can deplete soil health, pollute water sources, and harm biodiversity. Sustainable agriculture, on the other hand, focuses on methods that conserve resources, enhance soil fertility, and support ecosystems. Techniques such as crop rotation, agroforestry, and organic farming reduce the need for chemical inputs and promote the health of the land. Additionally, sustainable farming practices often emphasize local food production, reducing the carbon footprint associated with transporting food over long distances. Water conservation is another critical aspect of sustainability. In many parts of the world, fresh water is becoming increasingly scarce due to overuse, pollution, and climate change. Sustainable water management involves not only reducing waste and improving efficiency but also protecting the ecosystems that provide clean water. Wetlands, forests, and watersheds play a vital role in filtering and storing water, and their protection is essential for ensuring a reliable supply of fresh water. In urban areas, green infrastructure such as rain gardens, permeable pavements, and green roofs can help manage stormwater and reduce flooding, while also providing other environmental benefits. Energy is perhaps the most visible area where sustainability is being pursued on a global scale. The shift from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydropower, is essential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating climate change. Renewable energy technologies have advanced significantly in recent years, becoming more efficient and cost-effective. Solar panels, for example, are now more affordable and widely available than ever before, and many countries are investing in large-scale solar farms. Wind energy has also seen rapid growth, with wind turbines generating power in locations ranging from offshore installations to rural farmland. However, the transition to renewable energy is not without its challenges. One of the main obstacles is the need for energy storage. Solar and wind power are intermittent sources of energy. They only produce electricity when the sun is shining or the wind is blowing. To ensure a stable supply of electricity, new technologies for storing energy, such as advanced batteries, are being developed. Another challenge is the need for improved infrastructure, including the modernization of electrical grids to accommodate the integration of renewable energy sources. In addition to technological solutions, achieving sustainability will require changes in behavior and policy. Governments, businesses, and individuals all have a role to play in promoting sustainable practices. Policies such as carbon pricing, subsidies for renewable energy, and regulations on emissions can create incentives for reducing environmental harm. At the same time, individuals can make choices in their daily lives that support sustainability, such as using energy-efficient appliances, reducing waste, and supporting environmentally friendly products and companies. Education is also a key component of sustainability. By raising awareness of environmental issues and promoting scientific literacy, education can empower individuals and communities to take action. Schools, universities, and other educational institutions play an important role in preparing the next generation to address the challenges of environmental sustainability. Additionally, community-based education programs can help people understand how their actions impact the environment and how they can make more sustainable choices. As the world becomes more interconnected, global cooperation is increasingly important in addressing environmental challenges. Many environmental issues, such as climate change, deforestation, and biodiversity loss, are transboundary in nature. They affect multiple countries and require coordinated international action. The United Nations, through initiatives such as the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, has played a leading role in fostering global cooperation on sustainability. The Paris Agreement, adopted in 2015, is a landmark international treaty that seeks to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, with a goal of limiting warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Under the agreement, countries submit nationally determined contributions, NDCs, which outline their plans for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and adapting to the impacts of climate change. While the agreement is a positive step toward addressing climate change, much more needs to be done to meet the targets set forth in the treaty. Many countries are not yet on track to meet their NDCs, and stronger commitments and actions will be needed to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. Another important area of international cooperation is the protection of biodiversity. In 1992, the Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, was established as an international treaty aimed at conserving biological diversity, using natural resources sustainably, and sharing the benefits of genetic resources fairly. The CBD has led to the creation of global frameworks for protecting ecosystems, promoting sustainable agriculture and fisheries, and safeguarding endangered species. However, despite these efforts, biodiversity loss continues at an alarming rate, and more ambitious action is needed to halt the decline of ecosystems. In addition to international treaties, grassroots movements and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, play a crucial role in advancing sustainability efforts. Environmental activism, often led by civil society groups, has raised awareness of issues such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change, and has pushed for stronger environmental protections. Movements like Fridays for Future, inspired by the activism of Greta Thunberg, have brought millions of people around the world into the conversation about climate action, demonstrating the power of collective action in driving change. Sustainability is not just about protecting the environment, it is also about addressing social and economic inequalities. Environmental justice, a movement that seeks to address the disproportionate impact of environmental harm on marginalized communities, is a key component of sustainability. Low-income communities, Indigenous peoples, and people of color are often the most affected by environmental degradation, whether through exposure to pollution, displacement due to deforestation, or vulnerability to climate-related disasters. Achieving sustainability requires addressing these inequities and ensuring that all people have access to clean air, water, and a healthy environment. Sustainable development also involves creating economic systems that are more equitable and inclusive. The concept of a circular economy is one approach to this, focusing on minimizing waste and making the most efficient use of resources. In a circular economy, products are designed to be reused, repaired, or recycled, rather than being disposed of after a single use. This contrasts with the traditional, linear economy, which is based on the extraction of raw materials, production of goods, and disposal of waste. By moving toward a circular economy, we can reduce our environmental footprint while creating new opportunities for innovation and job creation. In the face of the many challenges facing Earth, there are also reasons for optimism. Around the world, individuals, communities, businesses, and governments are taking action to protect the environment and promote sustainability. From the reforestation projects in Africa's Great Green Wall Initiative to the development of carbon capture and storage technologies, efforts are being made to restore ecosystems, reduce emissions, and create a more sustainable future. At the same time, there is growing recognition of the need for systemic change. Addressing the environmental challenges of our time will require a fundamental shift in how we think about our relationship with the Earth. It will require moving away from the idea of exploiting natural resources for short-term gain and toward a model of stewardship and care for the planet's ecosystems. This shift will not be easy, but it is essential for ensuring a livable future for all life on Earth. The story of Earth is one of resilience, adaptation, and balance. For billions of years, the planet has supported life in countless forms, through periods of change and upheaval. Today, we find ourselves at a crossroads. The choices we make in the coming decades will shape the future of the Earth for generations to come. By embracing sustainability, promoting cooperation, and fostering innovation, we have the opportunity to create a future in which both people and the planet can thrive. Human civilization has been deeply shaped by Earth's natural systems. The climates, landscapes, and ecosystems of our planet have influenced where and how societies have developed. Human history is closely intertwined with our ability to adapt to the environmental conditions around us, and the success or failure of many civilizations has hinged on their relationship with the natural world. As we look to the future, it's clear that human survival and well-being depend on how well we can manage the Earth's resources and ecosystems. The modern world presents unique challenges, as industrialization, population growth, and globalization have amplified our impact on the planet. Climate change, in particular, poses an existential threat to many aspects of life on Earth, from rising sea levels to more frequent and severe natural disasters. The climate crisis is already reshaping ecosystems, economies, and ways of life around the world. The science behind climate change is well established. Human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, have significantly increased the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, trapping heat and leading to a rise in global temperatures. This warming is causing polar ice to melt, sea levels to rise, and weather patterns to become more unpredictable. Many ecosystems are struggling to adapt to these rapid changes, and species that cannot relocate or evolve quickly enough are facing extinction. The impact of climate change on human societies is equally profound. Low-lying coastal areas, home to hundreds of millions of people, are particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels. Island nations in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, such as Kiribati and the Maldives, are already experiencing the devastating effects of saltwater intrusion, flooding, and coastal erosion. In some cases, entire communities have been forced to relocate, and there is growing concern about the future of these nations if sea levels continue to rise. Agriculture is also being disrupted by climate change. Changes in temperature and precipitation patterns are altering growing seasons and crop yields. Droughts and heatwaves are becoming more common, leading to food shortages in some regions. In addition, the increasing frequency of extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, floods, and wildfires, poses a threat to both rural and urban areas. These events not only damage infrastructure but also displace communities and strain emergency response systems. Despite the severity of the climate crisis, there is still hope. Scientists, Engineers, policymakers, and activists around the world are working on solutions to mitigate the impacts of climate change and help societies adapt. One of the most important strategies is reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and transitioning to renewable energy sources. Solar, wind, and geothermal energy are becoming more accessible and affordable, and many countries are setting ambitious targets for reducing their carbon emissions. In addition to transitioning to cleaner energy, efforts to protect and restore ecosystems are gaining momentum. Forests, wetlands, and other natural landscapes play a crucial role in regulating the climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Protecting these ecosystems not only helps mitigate climate change but also preserves biodiversity and supports local communities that depend on natural resources for their livelihoods. Reforestation and afforestation projects, planting trees in areas where forests have been depleted, are being implemented in many parts of the world as a means of capturing carbon and restoring ecological balance. Urban areas, which are home to more than half of the world's population, are also key to the fight against climate change. Cities are major contributors to carbon emissions, but they are also hubs of innovation and opportunity. Urban planners are increasingly adopting strategies to make cities more sustainable, such as promoting public transportation, creating green spaces, and improving energy efficiency in buildings. Smart cities, which use data and technology to optimize resource use and reduce waste, are emerging as models for how urban areas can minimize their environmental impact. Adapting to climate change will also require building resilience in communities that are most vulnerable to its impacts. This includes developing early warning systems for natural disasters, improving infrastructure to withstand extreme weather, and supporting farmers with drought-resistant crops and water management techniques. International cooperation will be critical in ensuring that low-income and developing countries, which often face the greatest risks from climate change, have the resources and technology they need to adapt. The relationship between humanity and Earth is not just about survival, it's also about how we connect to the natural world on a deeper level. For many cultures, the Earth is not simply a resource to be exploited but a living entity to be respected and protected. Indigenous communities around the world have long held this perspective, viewing themselves as stewards of the land and caretakers of the ecosystems that sustain them. Indigenous knowledge and practices, such as sustainable land management and conservation techniques, offer valuable insights into how we can live in harmony with the Earth. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the importance of integrating indigenous knowledge into global environmental efforts. Many indigenous communities have successfully preserved their lands and ecosystems through practices that promote biodiversity, prevent deforestation, and maintain water quality. These practices are often based on a deep understanding of local ecosystems and the belief that the health of the environment is intimately connected to the health of the community. By learning from indigenous knowledge systems, modern societies can gain new perspectives on sustainability and environmental stewardship. In the face of the environmental challenges confronting the Earth, it's essential to maintain a sense of hope and optimism. While the scale of the problems may seem overwhelming, history has shown that humans are capable of incredible innovation, resilience, and adaptation. The environmental movement has made significant progress over the past few decades, from the establishment of national parks and protected areas to the successful recovery of endangered species. These victories demonstrate that it is possible to restore and protect the planet when we act with determination and foresight. Moving forward, the key to addressing the environmental crises of our time will be fostering a global sense of responsibility for the Earth. This means recognizing that the actions of individuals, communities, and nations are interconnected and that we all have a role to play in creating a sustainable future. Whether through personal choices, collective action, or policy advocacy, everyone has the power to contribute to the preservation of our planet. As we continue to explore the wonders and challenges of Earth, it's important to remember that this is the only home we have. Our survival and well-being depend on the health of the planet, and the choices we make today will shape the world for generations to come. By embracing a vision of sustainability, equity, and respect for nature, we can ensure that the Earth remains a vibrant and thriving place for all life. As we continue to delve into the complexities of Earth's systems and the relationship between humanity and the environment, it's crucial to explore the ways in which human actions have not only shaped ecosystems, but also contributed to the planet's evolving landscapes. Industrialization, urbanization, and technological advancements have transformed Earth's surface and atmosphere at an unprecedented pace, leading to both progress and peril. One of the most profound changes brought about by human activity is urbanization. Over half of the global population now lives in cities, and this number is expected to rise in the coming decades. Cities are hubs of innovation, culture, and economic activity, but they also place immense pressure on natural resources. The rapid expansion of urban areas often leads to habitat destruction, deforestation, and the degradation of ecosystems. As cities grow, they encroach on natural landscapes, displacing wildlife and altering local climates through the phenomenon known as the urban heat island effect. The urban heat island effect occurs when cities, with their abundance of concrete, asphalt, and steel, absorb and retain more heat than surrounding rural areas. This can cause urban temperatures to rise several degrees higher than in nearby regions, exacerbating the effects of global warming. The increased demand for energy to cool buildings during heatwaves further contributes to carbon emissions, creating a feedback loop that intensifies climate change. Addressing this issue will require innovative urban planning, such as incorporating more green spaces, green roofs, and reflective building materials to mitigate the heat island effect. Beyond urbanization, industrialization has had far-reaching impacts on Earth's atmosphere and ecosystems. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the 18th century, marked a turning point in human history, as societies transitioned from agrarian economies to industrialized ones powered by fossil fuels. This shift brought about significant improvements in productivity, transportation, and communication, but it also unleashed a wave of environmental degradation. The burning of coal, oil, and natural gas for energy has released vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. Industrial processes have also introduced harmful pollutants into the air, water, and soil, affecting both human health and ecosystems. Acid rain, which results from the release of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides into the atmosphere, has damaged forests, lakes, and agricultural lands. Additionally, the extraction of raw materials, such as metals, minerals, and fossil fuels, has led to deforestation, habitat destruction, and the depletion of non-renewable resources. One of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time is the plastic pollution crisis. Since the invention of synthetic plastics in the early 20th century, their use has exploded due to their versatility, durability, and low cost. However, the very qualities that make plastics so useful also make them a persistent environmental problem. Plastics do not biodegrade. Instead, they break down into smaller and smaller pieces, known as microplastics, which can persist in the environment for centuries. Every year, millions of tons of plastic waste enter Earth's oceans, forming massive, garbage patches in places like the Pacific Ocean. These plastic pollutants harm marine life, as animals often mistake plastic debris for food, leading to ingestion, entanglement, and death. The accumulation of microplastics in the ocean also poses risks to human health, as these tiny particles make their way up the food chain and into the seafood we consume. Addressing the plastic pollution crisis will require a global effort to reduce plastic production, improve waste management, and promote alternatives to single-use plastics. Despite the environmental challenges posed by industrialization and urbanization, humanity has the ability to innovate and create solutions that align with sustainable development. Technological advancements in fields like renewable energy, environmental engineering, and conservation biology offer hope for a future in which humans can coexist harmoniously with the Earth. Renewable energy technologies, such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, are becoming increasingly viable alternatives to fossil fuels. Solar panels and wind turbines generate electricity without emitting greenhouse gases, making them essential tools in the fight against climate change. Moreover, energy storage technologies, such as batteries, are improving, allowing for greater use of renewable energy even when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing. By transitioning to a renewable energy economy, societies can reduce their carbon footprint and mitigate the impacts of climate change. In addition to clean energy, advancements in environmental engineering are helping to address issues like pollution and waste. For example, bioremediation techniques use microorganisms to break down pollutants in contaminated soil and water, offering a natural and cost-effective way to clean up environmental disasters. Similarly, innovations in recycling and circular economy principles are helping to reduce waste and promote the reuse of materials. By designing products with sustainability in mind and minimizing waste, industries can contribute to a more circular economy that prioritizes resource efficiency. Conservation biology is another critical area of innovation, as scientists work to protect Earth's biodiversity in the face of habitat loss, climate change, and pollution. Efforts to conserve endangered species and restore damaged ecosystems are crucial for maintaining the delicate balance of Earth's biosphere. Rewilding projects, which aim to reintroduce native species and restore natural processes, are gaining traction as a means of rehabilitating ecosystems that have been degraded by human activity. For example, the reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone National Park in the United States has helped to restore ecological balance by controlling deer populations and promoting the growth of vegetation. While technology and innovation offer promising solutions, the path to sustainability also requires shifts in individual behavior and societal values. The way we consume resources, interact with nature, and make decisions about the future will determine the fate of our planet. Sustainable living, which emphasizes minimizing waste, conserving resources, and reducing one's ecological footprint, is a growing movement that encourages individuals to take responsibility for their environmental impact. Simple actions, such as reducing energy use, conserving water, recycling, and choosing sustainable products, can collectively make a significant difference. Public awareness campaigns, education programs, and policy changes are essential for encouraging people to adopt more sustainable lifestyles. Governments, businesses, and individuals all have a role to play in promoting sustainability and protecting Earth's natural systems for future generations. At the same time, it is important to recognize that sustainability is not just about environmental preservation, it is also about social and economic equity. The impacts of environmental degradation and climate change are not felt equally around the world. Low-income and marginalized communities are often the most vulnerable to environmental disasters, pollution, and resource scarcity. Environmental justice advocates for policies and practices that ensure all people, regardless of their background, have access to clean air, water, and land, as well as the opportunity to participate in decision-making processes that affect their environment. Efforts to promote sustainability and environmental justice are increasingly being integrated into global frameworks for development. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, outline a comprehensive vision for addressing poverty, inequality, and environmental degradation. These goals emphasize the interconnectedness of social, economic, and environmental systems, recognizing that the health of the planet is intrinsically linked to the well-being of humanity. As we move forward, the challenge will be finding ways to balance human progress with the need to protect Earth's ecosystems. This will require collaboration across sectors, disciplines, and borders. Scientists, policymakers, activists, and communities must work together to find innovative solutions that promote both human development and environmental sustainability. In conclusion, Earth is a remarkable planet that sustains a vast diversity of life, from the smallest microorganisms to the largest mammals. Its natural systems, its atmosphere, oceans, land, and ecosystems, are intricately connected, shaping the conditions that allow life to thrive. Humanity's relationship with the Earth is complex, marked by both ingenuity and exploitation, but it is clear that the future of both humanity and the planet depends on our ability to live in harmony with the environment. By embracing sustainability, protecting biodiversity, reducing carbon emissions, and promoting environmental justice, we can ensure that Earth remains a vibrant and habitable planet for generations to come. The journey ahead will not be easy, but with determination, innovation, and a deep respect for the natural world, we can create a future where both people and nature flourish. As we further explore the relationship between humanity and Earth, it's essential to recognize the cultural significance of the planet and how different societies view and interact with their environment. The way we perceive and relate to the natural world is deeply influenced by cultural beliefs, traditions, and practices. Indigenous cultures, in particular, offer profound insights into sustainable living, viewing themselves as integral parts of the ecosystem rather than separate from it. Indigenous peoples around the world have developed unique ways of life that are deeply rooted in their understanding of local ecosystems. They possess invaluable knowledge about the land, water, and wildlife, often passed down through generations. This traditional ecological knowledge encompasses sustainable practices such as controlled burning, crop rotation, and the respectful use of natural resources. By prioritizing harmony with nature, Indigenous cultures demonstrate that sustainable living is not just a modern concept but a way of life that has been practiced for millennia. The importance of recognizing and respecting Indigenous rights and knowledge cannot be overstated. In many cases, Indigenous communities are at the forefront of environmental stewardship, leading initiatives to protect biodiversity and restore degraded landscapes. Their land management practices have proven effective in conserving ecosystems, combating climate change, and promoting resilience. Engaging with Indigenous knowledge systems and incorporating them into broader conservation efforts can enhance our understanding of ecological balance and sustainability. Moreover, the global movement towards sustainability calls for a re-evaluation of our values and priorities. Economic growth has traditionally been viewed as a primary measure of progress, but this narrow focus often comes at the expense of environmental health and social well-being. The concept of degrowth has emerged as an alternative approach, advocating for a deliberate downscaling of production and consumption to promote ecological sustainability and social equity. Degrowth challenges the notion that perpetual economic expansion is necessary for a fulfilling life, encouraging societies to seek well-being beyond material wealth. In conjunction with these ideas, the concept of the circular economy offers a framework for rethinking how we produce, consume, and manage resources. Unlike the traditional linear economy, which follows a take, make, dispose model, a circular economy emphasizes resource efficiency, waste reduction, and the continual reuse of materials. By designing products with a focus on durability, repairability, and recyclability, industries can minimize waste and reduce the strain on Earth's finite resources. This shift not only benefits the environment but also creates economic opportunities and fosters innovation in design and manufacturing. One area where circular economy principles can be applied is in the fashion industry, which is notorious for its environmental impact. Fast fashion, characterized by rapid production cycles and disposable clothing, contributes significantly to pollution, resource depletion, and waste. By embracing sustainable practices such as using recycled materials, implementing ethical labor practices, and encouraging consumers to buy less, the fashion industry can play a pivotal role in advancing sustainability. Initiatives like clothing swaps, rental services, and upcycling have gained traction as alternative approaches that promote a more mindful relationship with clothing. As we navigate the complexities of sustainability, it is vital to recognize the role of education in fostering a deeper understanding of our planet. Environmental education empowers individuals and communities to make informed decisions about their relationship with nature. By integrating sustainability into educational curricula, we can inspire the next generation to become stewards of the Earth, equipped with the knowledge and skills to address environmental challenges. Outdoor education programs, nature-based learning, and hands-on experiences with local ecosystems can foster a sense of connection to the natural world. When individuals develop a personal relationship with the environment, they are more likely to advocate for its protection and engage in sustainable practices. Furthermore, public awareness campaigns that highlight the importance of biodiversity, climate action, and environmental justice can mobilize communities to take collective action toward a sustainable future. In addition to education, policy and governance play critical roles in shaping our relationship with the environment. Governments have the responsibility to enact and enforce regulations that protect natural resources, reduce pollution, and promote sustainable development. Policies that support renewable energy, conservation efforts, and sustainable land use are essential for mitigating climate change and preserving biodiversity. However, effective environmental governance requires collaboration among various stakeholders, including government agencies, businesses, NGOs, and local communities. Multi-stakeholder partnerships can leverage diverse expertise and resources to implement innovative solutions to complex environmental challenges. Community-led initiatives that prioritize local knowledge and needs are often more effective in addressing issues like waste management, conservation, and climate resilience. In recent years, global efforts to combat climate change have gained momentum, culminating in international agreements like the Paris Agreement. This landmark treaty, adopted in 2015, aims to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels while pursuing efforts to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Achieving these targets will require unprecedented levels of cooperation and commitment from nations around the world. Climate action must be holistic, encompassing not only reductions in greenhouse gas emissions but also strategies for adaptation and resilience. Vulnerable communities, often the hardest hit by climate change, must be supported through policies that enhance their ability to cope with changing conditions. Investing in climate-resilient infrastructure, sustainable agriculture, and disaster preparedness can help safeguard communities against the impacts of climate change. As we confront the challenges of the 21st century, it is crucial to cultivate a mindset of sustainability that permeates all aspects of society. Businesses, governments, and individuals alike must embrace practices that prioritize ecological health, social equity, and economic viability. This shift in mindset will require bold leadership, innovative thinking, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. Looking ahead, the interplay between humanity and Earth will undoubtedly continue to evolve. The choices we make today will have lasting consequences for future generations. By fostering a deep sense of interconnectedness with the planet and recognizing our shared responsibility for its stewardship, we can pave the way for a sustainable and equitable future. In the face of overwhelming challenges, it is easy to feel disheartened. However, history has shown that humanity possesses remarkable resilience and creativity in the face of adversity. From grassroots movements advocating for environmental justice to groundbreaking scientific advancements aimed at combating climate change, individuals and communities are rising to the occasion. This spirit of innovation and determination is essential for overcoming the complex challenges that lie ahead. As we draw inspiration from the successes of sustainable practices, we must remain vigilant in our efforts to address the root causes of environmental degradation. The fight for a sustainable future is not just a task for scientists and policymakers. It is a collective endeavor that requires the participation of everyone. As we stand at this crossroads, we must reflect on our values and priorities. What kind of world do we want to create for ourselves and future generations? The answer lies in our willingness to embrace sustainability as a guiding principle in our lives, communities, and societies. By nurturing a culture of respect for the earth and a commitment to social equity, we can forge a path toward a more just and sustainable world. Earth is not just our home, it is a living, breathing entity that deserves our care and protection. Its beauty, complexity, and diversity are sources of wonder and inspiration. As we embark on this journey towards sustainability, let us remember that every action counts, and together, we can create a brighter future for both humanity and the planet. As we delve deeper into the essence of Earth and its multifaceted nature, it's crucial to explore the scientific principles that underpin our understanding of the planet. Earth is not just a collection of land, water, and air. It is a dynamic system governed by complex interactions among its physical, chemical, and biological components. The study of Earth sciences, which encompasses disciplines such as geology, meteorology, oceanography, and ecology, provides invaluable insights into how our planet operates. Geology, the study of the Earth's structure and processes, reveals the history of our planet through the examination of rocks, minerals, and fossils. Understanding geological time scales helps us appreciate the slow, gradual changes that shape the Earth, from the movement of tectonic plates to the formation of mountains and valleys. This perspective is crucial for recognizing the long-term impacts of human activity on the environment and the need for sustainable land use practices. One of the most significant geological phenomena is plate tectonics, the theory that explains the movement of the Earth's lithosphere. The Earth's crust is divided into several large and small plates that float on the semi-fluid asthenosphere beneath. The interactions between these plates can lead to various geological events, including earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the creation of mountain ranges. Understanding these processes is vital for disaster preparedness and risk mitigation, especially in regions prone to seismic activity. In addition to plate tectonics, the study of erosion and sedimentation processes highlights the delicate balance of Earth's ecosystems. Erosion, caused by wind, water, and ice, shapes landscapes and redistributes nutrients, while sedimentation creates fertile plains and river deltas essential for agriculture and biodiversity. Human activities, such as deforestation and urbanization, can disrupt these natural processes, leading to soil degradation, habitat loss, and increased vulnerability to natural disasters. Meteorology, the study of the atmosphere and weather patterns, further enriches our understanding of Earth. Weather and climate are influenced by a myriad of factors, including solar radiation, ocean currents, and atmospheric circulation patterns. The distinction between weather and climate is crucial. While weather refers to short-term atmospheric conditions, climate encompasses long-term trends and averages. Climate change, driven primarily by human activities such as fossil fuel combustion and deforestation, poses a profound threat to the Earth's systems. Rising global temperatures are leading to more frequent and severe weather events, including hurricanes, droughts, and heatwaves. Melting polar ice caps and glaciers contribute to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities and ecosystems. Understanding the science of climate change is essential for developing effective mitigation and adaptation strategies. Oceanography, the study of Earth's oceans, unveils the vast and complex systems that regulate our climate and support life. Oceans cover approximately 71% of the Earth's surface and play a critical role in absorbing carbon dioxide, regulating temperatures, and supporting biodiversity. Marine ecosystems, from coral reefs to deep-sea trenches, are teeming with life and provide essential services, including food, oxygen, and coastal protection. However, human activities, such as overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction, are jeopardizing the health of our oceans. Plastic pollution, in particular, has become a pressing issue, with millions of tons of plastic waste entering the oceans each year. This not only threatens marine life but also poses risks to human health through the consumption of contaminated seafood. Addressing ocean health requires a multifaceted approach, including stricter regulations on waste management, sustainable fishing practices, and increased public awareness of marine conservation. The field of ecology examines the intricate relationships between living organisms and their environments, shedding light on the delicate balance of ecosystems. Ecosystems consist of biotic, living, and abiotic, non-living, components that interact in complex ways. The concept of biodiversity is fundamental to ecology. It refers to the variety of life forms, including species diversity, genetic diversity, and ecosystem diversity. Biodiversity is essential for ecosystem resilience and stability. Diverse ecosystems are better equipped to withstand environmental changes, such as climate fluctuations and disease outbreaks. The loss of biodiversity, driven by habitat destruction, pollution, climate change, and overexploitation, poses significant risks to ecosystem services, including pollination, water purification, and soil fertility. Protecting and restoring biodiversity is critical for maintaining healthy ecosystems and ensuring a sustainable future. One of the most effective ways to promote biodiversity conservation is through the establishment of protected areas, such as national parks, wildlife reserves, and marine protected areas. These areas serve as sanctuaries for endangered species, preserve critical habitats, and provide opportunities for ecological research and education. However, creating protected areas is only one part of the solution. Effective management and enforcement are essential to ensure their long-term success. In addition to conservation efforts, sustainable land management practices play a vital role in promoting biodiversity and ecosystem health. Practices such as agroecology, permaculture, and regenerative agriculture prioritize ecological balance, soil health, and biodiversity. By integrating traditional knowledge and modern science, these approaches can enhance food security, mitigate climate change, and support rural livelihoods. As we reflect on the interconnectedness of Earth's systems, it becomes evident that our well-being is intricately tied to the health of the planet. The concept of One Health embodies this idea, recognizing that human, animal, and environmental health are interdependent. Addressing issues such as zoonotic diseases, food security, and climate change requires a holistic approach that considers the intricate relationships among all living organisms and their environments. While the challenges we face are daunting, there is also a growing sense of hope and urgency driving action toward a more sustainable future. Grassroots movements, innovative technologies, and international collaborations are reshaping our approach to environmental issues. Youth-led initiatives advocating for climate action have gained global attention, demonstrating the power of collective action and the importance of intergenerational dialogue. In the realm of technology, advancements in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and conservation tools offer promising solutions to environmental challenges. The transition to renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, is essential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating climate change. Innovations in energy storage and smart grid technologies enhance the efficiency and reliability of renewable energy systems. Sustainable agriculture practices, including precision farming, agroforestry, and organic farming, can improve food production while minimizing environmental impacts. By harnessing technology and traditional knowledge, farmers can enhance resilience to climate change and promote biodiversity on their lands. Conservation technology, such as satellite imagery, drones, and artificial intelligence, is revolutionizing how we monitor and protect ecosystems. These tools enable more effective wildlife tracking, habitat mapping, and enforcement of anti-poaching measures. By leveraging technology, we can enhance our understanding of ecosystems and improve conservation outcomes. As we envision a sustainable future, it is essential to foster a culture of environmental stewardship that extends beyond individual actions. This cultural shift requires a collective commitment to valuing and protecting the planet, recognizing that our choices have far-reaching consequences. From supporting sustainable businesses to advocating for systemic change, every action counts in the journey toward a more equitable and sustainable world. Moreover, art and storytelling play powerful roles in inspiring change. Creative expressions can evoke emotions, challenge perceptions, and spark conversations about environmental issues. Through literature, visual art, film, and music, we can convey the beauty of nature and the urgency of protecting it. Engaging narratives that highlight the interconnectedness of humanity and the planet can inspire individuals and communities to take meaningful action. As we reflect on the complexities of Earth, we must remember that it is a shared home, a sanctuary that sustains us and all living beings. The Earth has endured for billions of years, witnessing the rise and fall of civilizations, the ebb and flow of ecosystems, and the dynamic interplay of life. In honoring the planet, we honor ourselves and future generations. The journey towards sustainability is not merely a destination but an ongoing process that requires dedication, innovation, and collaboration. As stewards of the Earth, we are called to navigate this journey with humility and purpose, recognizing that our actions today will shape the legacy we leave for tomorrow. By embracing our role as caretakers of the planet, we can foster a vibrant and sustainable world where all beings thrive. The Earth is a remarkable and intricate system that supports life in all its forms. From the depths of the oceans to the heights of the mountains, each ecosystem contributes to the planet's overall health and resilience. As we face unprecedented environmental challenges, it is our collective responsibility to protect and restore the Earth for the sake of current and future generations. Through education, innovation, policy, and grassroots action, we can pave the way for a sustainable future. By fostering a deep connection to the planet, we can cultivate a sense of belonging and stewardship that transcends borders and generations. Let us strive to create a world where nature and humanity coexist in harmony, where the beauty of the earth is cherished, and its resources are used wisely. As we move forward, let us carry with us the understanding that every choice matters, and together, we can create a legacy of resilience, compassion, and hope. The earth is our shared responsibility, and it is up to us to ensure its well-being for the generations that will follow. As we continue to explore the vast and intricate tapestry of Earth, it is essential to consider the cultural, historical, and philosophical dimensions that shape our understanding of this planet we call home. Throughout human history, various cultures have developed unique relationships with the Earth, often reflecting their values, beliefs, and ways of life. Understanding these perspectives can enrich our appreciation of the planet and guide our efforts towards sustainable living. Many indigenous cultures have long recognized the interconnectedness of all living beings and the importance of maintaining a harmonious relationship with nature. These communities often view the earth as a living entity, deserving of respect and stewardship. Their traditional ecological knowledge, passed down through generations, offers invaluable insights into sustainable land management, biodiversity conservation, and resource use. Practices such as rotational farming, forest management, and sustainable hunting are deeply rooted in a profound understanding of ecological balance. In contrast, the rapid industrialization and urbanization of the modern world have led to a disconnection from nature for many people. This disconnect has profound implications for how we interact with the environment. As urbanization continues to expand, with more than half of the global population living in cities, it is vital to foster a sense of place and connection to the natural world. Urban green spaces, community gardens, and nature-based educational programs can play crucial roles in bridging this gap, allowing people to experience the beauty and benefits of nature firsthand. The philosophical discourse surrounding our relationship with the earth is diverse and multifaceted. Various schools of thought, from environmental ethics to deep ecology, challenge us to reconsider our place in the natural world. Environmental ethics encourages us to evaluate the moral implications of our actions toward the environment and recognize the intrinsic value of all living beings. This perspective calls for a shift from anthropocentrism, which places humans at the center of moral consideration, to ecocentrism, which values ecosystems and their components for their own sake. Deep ecology, a philosophical movement founded by Arness in the 1970s, advocates for a fundamental shift in our relationship with the earth. It emphasizes the intrinsic value of all living beings and calls for a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of life. Deep ecologists argue that the current environmental crisis is a result of a worldview that prioritizes economic growth and technological advancement over ecological health and sustainability. By embracing deep ecological principles, we can cultivate a sense of reverence for nature and recognize our responsibility to protect it. The rise of the environmental movement in the 20th century marked a significant turning point in how societies view the earth and its resources. Activism, advocacy, and scientific research have led to the establishment of environmental laws, protected areas, and international agreements aimed at preserving biodiversity and addressing climate change. Landmark events, such as the first Earth Day in 1970 and the 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, mobilized millions of people and galvanized global action toward environmental protection. Despite the progress made, the challenges we face are formidable. Climate change, habitat destruction, pollution, and resource depletion threaten the very foundations of life on Earth. The complexities of these issues demand coordinated and collaborative responses at local, national, and global levels. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, seek to unite countries in their efforts to mitigate the impacts of climate change and transition towards sustainable practices. However, addressing these challenges requires not only policy changes but also a fundamental transformation in societal values and behaviors. Education plays a pivotal role in fostering environmental literacy and empowering individuals to take action. By integrating environmental education into school curricula and community programs, we can instill a sense of stewardship and responsibility in future generations. Environmental literacy equips individuals with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions about their consumption habits, energy use, and ecological impact. Moreover, fostering a culture of sustainability extends beyond formal education. Media, art, and literature can serve as powerful tools for raising awareness and inspiring action. Documentaries, books, and artistic expressions can illuminate environmental issues and evoke empathy, encouraging individuals to engage with the planet in meaningful ways. Campaigns that promote sustainable practices, such as reducing plastic use, conserving water, and supporting local agriculture, can foster a collective sense of responsibility. In the digital age, technology offers new avenues for engagement and activism. Social media platforms enable individuals and organizations to share information, mobilize support, and raise awareness about environmental issues on a global scale. Grassroots movements, often fueled by digital activism, have demonstrated the power of collective action to effect change. Initiatives like the Global Climate Strike, led by young activists, highlight the urgency of addressing climate change and the importance of intergenerational collaboration in tackling this existential threat. As we contemplate our future on this planet, we must also confront the ethical dimensions of our actions. Environmental justice, a movement that seeks to address the disproportionate impact of environmental degradation on marginalized communities, underscores the importance of equity and inclusivity in our environmental efforts. Recognizing that low-income communities and people of color often bear the brunt of pollution, resource extraction, and climate change, the environmental justice movement calls for a more equitable distribution of environmental benefits and burdens. Advancing environmental justice requires amplifying the voices of those most affected by environmental issues and ensuring their participation in decision-making processes. Community-led initiatives that prioritize local knowledge and needs can foster resilience and empower marginalized groups to advocate for their rights and well-being. By embracing diverse perspectives and experiences, we can create more inclusive and effective solutions to environmental challenges. As we draw closer to the conclusion of this exploration of Earth, it is essential to acknowledge the profound beauty and wonder that this planet holds. From the breathtaking landscapes of mountains, forests, and oceans to the intricate ecosystems that support an incredible diversity of life, Earth is a marvel of natural complexity. The delicate balance of ecosystems, the symbiotic relationships between species, and the rhythms of nature serve as reminders of the interconnectedness of all life. This interconnectedness extends beyond the biological realm. It encompasses the cultural and emotional connections that humans have with the Earth. Many cultures celebrate the natural world through rituals, art, and storytelling, reflecting a deep reverence for the planet. Recognizing and honoring these connections can inspire a sense of responsibility and stewardship, guiding us toward a more sustainable future. Our relationship with Earth is not merely one of use or exploitation, it is one of partnership and coexistence. As custodians of this planet, we bear the responsibility to protect and preserve its beauty, diversity, and resilience. By fostering a culture of sustainability, embracing diverse perspectives, and advocating for justice, we can pave the way for a brighter future, one where humans and nature thrive together. The Earth is more than a home. It is a precious gift that requires our care and respect. In the spirit of gratitude and stewardship, let us rise to the challenges ahead and work together to ensure a sustainable and equitable future for all. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of Earth, it's crucial to highlight the role that technological advancements play in shaping our understanding of this planet. Over the past few decades, innovations in technology have revolutionized our ability to study and monitor the Earth's systems. Remote sensing, satellite imagery, and geographic information systems, GIS, have enabled scientists to collect and analyze vast amounts of data, enhancing our knowledge of climate patterns, biodiversity, land use, and environmental changes. Remote sensing technology, in particular, has provided unprecedented insights into the Earth's surface and atmosphere. Satellites equipped with sophisticated sensors can capture images and data that reveal information about deforestation, urbanization, and natural disasters. For instance, satellite imagery has been instrumental in tracking changes in polar ice caps, helping scientists understand the impacts of climate change on sea level rise. This data not only aids researchers but also empowers policymakers to make informed decisions regarding environmental management and conservation efforts. Furthermore, advancements in climate modeling and simulation have allowed scientists to better predict future climate scenarios. By utilizing complex algorithms and computational power, climate models can simulate the Earth's climate system and project how it will respond to various factors, such as greenhouse gas emissions and land use changes. These models are essential for understanding potential climate impacts, guiding adaptation strategies, and informing global climate negotiations. The integration of technology into environmental science extends beyond data collection and analysis. Citizen science initiatives have gained momentum, allowing individuals to contribute to environmental research and conservation efforts. Through smartphone apps and online platforms, people can report observations of wildlife, track weather patterns, and participate in data collection projects. This democratization of science not only enhances public engagement, but also fosters a sense of stewardship and responsibility toward the environment. However, while technology offers valuable tools for understanding and protecting the Earth, it also presents challenges and ethical considerations. The rapid development of technology can lead to unintended consequences, such as increased resource extraction, habitat destruction, and pollution. Moreover, the digital divide raises concerns about equitable access to technology and information, particularly for marginalized communities. Addressing these disparities is essential to ensure that all individuals can participate in and benefit from technological advancements and environmental stewardship. In addition to technology, the arts and humanities play a vital role in shaping our relationship with the Earth. Literature, visual arts, and music have the power to evoke emotions, raise awareness, and inspire action. Environmental literature, in particular, has a rich history of exploring the human-nature connection. Authors like Rachel Carson, Henry David Thoreau, and Mary Oliver have beautifully articulated the wonders of the natural world and the urgency of environmental protection. Artistic expressions, whether through paintings, sculptures, or performances, can also communicate complex environmental issues in accessible and impactful ways. Public art installations that highlight climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss can provoke thought and dialogue, encouraging communities to engage with pressing environmental concerns. By harnessing creativity, artists can inspire a collective sense of responsibility and motivate individuals to take action for the planet. As we consider the future of Earth, the concept of sustainability must remain at the forefront of our discussions. Sustainable practices encompass a wide range of strategies aimed at meeting present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own. This approach requires a holistic understanding of the interconnectedness of ecological, social, and economic systems. Sustainable agriculture, for instance, emphasizes practices that maintain soil health, promote biodiversity, and reduce chemical inputs. Techniques such as agroecology, permaculture, and organic farming not only enhance food security but also protect ecosystems and support local communities. By prioritizing sustainable food systems, we can address the dual challenges of hunger and environmental degradation. Similarly, sustainable energy practices are essential for mitigating climate change and reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, can significantly decrease greenhouse gas emissions and promote energy independence. Innovative technologies, such as energy storage systems and smart grids, are transforming the way we produce, distribute, and consume energy, paving the way for a more sustainable future. Water management is another critical aspect of sustainability. As the global population continues to grow, the demand for freshwater resources increases, leading to overextraction, pollution, and habitat loss. Sustainable water management practices, including rainwater harvesting, watershed management, and pollution prevention are vital for ensuring clean and accessible water for all. By implementing integrated water resource management strategies, we can balance the needs of people, agriculture, and ecosystems. In the realm of urban planning, sustainable development focuses on creating resilient cities that prioritize environmental, social, and economic well-being. Concepts such as smart cities, green infrastructure, and transit-oriented development aim to reduce urban sprawl, enhance public transportation, and create livable spaces that promote community engagement and environmental health. By reimagining our urban landscapes, we can foster vibrant communities that thrive in harmony with nature. Education remains a cornerstone of sustainability, providing individuals with the knowledge and skills needed to navigate the complexities of environmental issues. Environmental education programs in schools, universities, and community organizations equip individuals with critical thinking, problem-solving, and leadership skills. These programs encourage a sense of agency and empower individuals to become active participants in addressing environmental challenges. Incorporating sustainability into educational curricula can inspire a new generation of environmental stewards. Programs that emphasize experiential learning, outdoor education, and interdisciplinary approaches enable students to connect theoretical concepts with real-world applications. By fostering a love for nature and an understanding of ecological systems, we can cultivate a sense of responsibility for the Earth. Moreover, the concept of sustainability extends beyond environmental concerns. It encompasses social justice, equity, and economic viability. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) provide a comprehensive framework for addressing the interconnected challenges facing our world, including poverty, inequality, and climate change. By pursuing sustainable development, we can create a future that is equitable, inclusive, and resilient. As we reflect on our place within the broader context of Earth, it is essential to acknowledge the importance of community and collaboration. Collective action is vital for addressing the complex environmental challenges we face. Grassroots movements, advocacy organizations, and partnerships among governments, businesses, and civil society play a crucial role in driving systemic change. By fostering a culture of collaboration and shared responsibility, we can mobilize diverse perspectives and expertise to develop innovative solutions. Collaborative initiatives, such as community-based conservation projects and cross-sector partnerships, demonstrate the power of collective action in achieving sustainable outcomes. Through collaboration, we can amplify our efforts and create a more significant impact on the environment. Furthermore, engaging with Indigenous knowledge and practices is essential for promoting sustainability and environmental stewardship. Indigenous communities possess a wealth of knowledge about local ecosystems, resource management, and sustainable practices. Recognizing and respecting their rights, traditions, and contributions is crucial for fostering collaboration and ensuring that diverse voices are included in decision-making processes. The journey toward understanding and protecting Earth is multifaceted and ongoing. By embracing technological advancements, artistic expressions, and sustainable practices, we can cultivate a deeper connection to the planet and foster a sense of responsibility for its well-being. Through education, collaboration, and advocacy, we can work collectively to address the pressing environmental challenges of our time. Ultimately, the Earth is more than a home. It is a precious gift that requires our care and respect. In the spirit of gratitude and stewardship, let us rise to the challenges ahead and work together to ensure a sustainable and equitable future for all. As we look toward tomorrow, let us remember that our relationship with Earth is one of partnership and coexistence, one that invites us to cherish and protect the remarkable planet we inhabit. In further exploring the complexities of Earth, it's essential to address the concept of resilience and its critical importance in both ecological systems and human societies. Resilience refers to the ability of systems, be they natural or social, to absorb disturbances and still retain their fundamental structure and functionality. This concept is particularly relevant as we navigate the myriad challenges posed by climate change, natural disasters, and social upheaval. Ecological resilience is characterized by the capacity of ecosystems to recover from disturbances such as wildfires, floods, and human-induced changes. For instance, forests that have experienced fire often demonstrate remarkable recovery capabilities. The regeneration of certain plant species, along with the resilience of the soil and microbial communities, allows these ecosystems to rebound and even thrive post-disturbance. This natural ability to recover is vital for maintaining biodiversity, as diverse ecosystems can provide essential services such as carbon storage, water filtration, and habitat for wildlife. However, the resilience of ecosystems is being tested more than ever due to anthropogenic pressures. Climate change, habitat destruction, and pollution are leading to shifts in ecosystems that may overwhelm their natural resilience. The loss of biodiversity reduces the adaptive capacity of ecosystems, making them more vulnerable to disturbances. Thus, conserving biodiversity is crucial not only for the intrinsic value of species but also for the resilience of the ecosystems upon which all life depends. Similarly, social resilience plays a crucial role in how communities respond to and recover from challenges. Communities that are resilient can adapt to economic shifts, natural disasters, and social conflicts. Factors contributing to social resilience include strong social networks, community engagement, access to resources, and the ability to learn from past experiences. For example, communities that foster collaborative relationships among residents and local organizations are often better equipped to mobilize resources and provide support during crises. The integration of ecological and social resilience is increasingly recognized as a vital strategy for sustainable development. Approaches that strengthen both ecological and community resilience can lead to more sustainable outcomes. For instance, sustainable agriculture practices not only enhance food security but also build community resilience by supporting local economies and fostering social connections among farmers and consumers. As we consider the interconnectedness of resilience, it becomes evident that the challenges facing Earth are not isolated issues. Climate change, resource depletion, and social inequality are intertwined problems that require holistic solutions. Systems thinking, a framework that considers the interrelationships between components of a system, can provide valuable insights into addressing these challenges. Systems thinking encourages us to view environmental issues through a broader lens, recognizing that changes in one part of a system can have cascading effects throughout the entire system. For instance, deforestation not only impacts local wildlife and ecosystems, but also contributes to global climate change by releasing carbon dioxide stored in trees. Understanding these interconnections can inform more effective policies and strategies for sustainability. Education and awareness are crucial for fostering systems thinking. By promoting interdisciplinary approaches that integrate environmental science, economics, sociology, and ethics, we can equip individuals with the tools to navigate complex challenges. Educational initiatives that emphasize critical thinking, problem-solving, and collaboration prepare future leaders to address the interconnected issues facing our planet. Furthermore, storytelling plays a significant role in shaping our understanding of Earth and its challenges. Narratives that highlight personal experiences, cultural connections, and the impact of environmental issues can foster empathy and drive action. Through storytelling, we can communicate the urgency of addressing climate change and environmental degradation while celebrating the beauty and diversity of our planet. Indigenous narratives, in particular, offer profound insights into sustainable living and the importance of respecting the Earth. Many indigenous cultures emphasize a deep connection to the land, viewing nature as a source of wisdom and guidance. These perspectives can enrich our understanding of sustainability and inspire practices that honor the planet. The intersection of science, art, and culture also provides a powerful platform for raising awareness and inspiring action. Artistic expressions that capture the beauty and fragility of nature can resonate with audiences on an emotional level, motivating them to engage with environmental issues. Documentaries, visual arts, and performances can amplify messages of conservation, encouraging individuals and communities to take steps towards sustainability. In addition to storytelling and the arts, the role of policy and governance cannot be overlooked. Effective environmental policies are essential for promoting sustainable practices and addressing the systemic issues that contribute to environmental degradation. Policymakers must work collaboratively with scientists, communities, and stakeholders to develop policies that reflect the complexities of environmental challenges. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement, highlight the importance of global cooperation in addressing climate change. These agreements set targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and fostering climate resilience on a global scale. However, achieving these goals requires not only political will but also the active participation of individuals and communities at all levels. Local actions can drive global change. Grassroots movements and community-led initiatives are often at the forefront of environmental advocacy. From community gardens and reforestation projects to campaigns for cleaner energy, these efforts demonstrate the power of collective action in addressing environmental challenges. Empowering individuals to take ownership of their actions fosters a sense of agency and encourages a culture of sustainability. The economic dimension of sustainability also warrants attention. The traditional model of economic growth, often measured by GDP, can overlook the environmental and social costs of production and consumption. A shift toward a circular economy, one that emphasizes resource efficiency, waste reduction, and the regeneration of natural systems, offers a promising pathway for sustainable development. In a circular economy, products are designed for longevity, repairability, and recyclability. By minimizing waste and maximizing resource use, we can create a more sustainable and equitable economic system. Transitioning to this model requires innovation, collaboration, and a commitment to rethinking how we produce and consume goods. Corporate responsibility also plays a pivotal role in advancing sustainability. Businesses have the potential to drive positive change by adopting sustainable practices, investing in renewable energy, and promoting ethical supply chains. Consumer demand for sustainable products is growing, prompting companies to integrate sustainability into their business models. This shift not only benefits the environment but can also enhance brand reputation and customer loyalty. As we consider the future of Earth, it is crucial to remain hopeful and proactive. While the challenges we face are daunting, they also present opportunities for transformation and innovation. The collective efforts of individuals, communities, organizations, and governments can pave the way for a more sustainable and equitable world. Engaging in meaningful dialogue, sharing knowledge, and fostering collaboration are essential steps toward building a resilient future. Each of us has a role to play in this journey, whether through our personal choices, community involvement, or advocacy for systemic change. By embracing a mindset of stewardship and responsibility, we can contribute to the health and well-being of our planet. Ultimately, our relationship with Earth is not just about survival, it is about thriving. It is about cherishing the diversity of life that calls this planet home and recognizing our interconnectedness with all living beings. The beauty of Earth lies in its complexity, its resilience, and its capacity to inspire awe and wonder. As we stand at this critical juncture, let us commit to nurturing and protecting the Earth for future generations. Together, we can forge a path towards sustainability, resilience, and harmony with the natural world. The journey may be challenging, but it is also filled with possibilities for growth, learning, and meaningful change. In this shared endeavor, let us embrace the spirit of cooperation and understanding. By working together, we can overcome the obstacles that lie ahead and build a future where people and nature coexist in balance and harmony. The health of our planet is intertwined with our own well-being, and the actions we take today will shape the world of tomorrow. As we reflect on our collective journey, let us honor the wisdom of those who came before us and the voices of those who advocate for a sustainable future. The Earth is a tapestry of stories, cultures, and experiences, each woven together to create a rich and vibrant narrative. By valuing and preserving this tapestry, we can ensure that the legacy we leave behind is one of hope, resilience, and respect for the Earth and all its inhabitants. Together, let us embark on this journey toward a sustainable future, driven by a shared vision of a thriving planet for generations to come. This video is for educational or entertainment purposes only, and information provided in the video may be incorrect. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more such amazing videos.